Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge, like the Simpson. Not Marge like the truck driver in Pee Wee Herman. Ruined high school for me, Pee Wee Herman. It made it a little bit more sucky than it already was. Anyway, I'm a welcome empath. I like to do my little daily talks on how I see things. Birds are out today. Yesterday was Mother's Day. We had a good, nice day. Me and Mom are had a couple errands to do today. We started our day one way. It's gonna have a groomer come and do Sassy and our Tucker's nails, and it didn't work out. So anyway, Mom and I were talking yesterday, and I was telling her, I said, Mom, I said, because we were talking about wisdom, because it's Mother's Day. I'm like, what do you appreciate more about your life? She's like, the wisdom that I've gathered, wisdom. I started thinking about that, and where's wisdom come from? To me, wisdom comes from experience. I think about life, when I was growing up, and I'd come across experiences and people that I was around. How I process things has a lot to do with the environment that I grew in, and I haven't met a lot of people. Not to say that there aren't people that have had, that I just haven't met them. I know that they exist. I just haven't met them. That have grown up in environments like me. So I have a lot of life experience. I was raped as police reports, penetration as baby, 11 months old. I was molested when I was 3 and by a bunch of kids. I thought it was fun. Do this and we'll be your friend. That kind of stuff, because I didn't get a lot of love, that vibration of love. I look at it as exclamation point, question mark. It's a vibration, it's a feeling to me. And a lot of people misinterpret that vibration of a lot of, when people are born, the baby is coddled and protected and everything's quiet and they're on a schedule, and I didn't have that experience. My mom I didn't even meet Mom until I was 3 days old. So, because they freaking doctors, when they took me out, they took half of her uterus out. So tell me that didn't cause an imbalance and contribute to the strife that we had because of the imbalances in her. You gotta bear with me. The stupid freaking warmongers are out flying their planes around because they're coming up with reasons to have conflict. This country's a joke, man. I used to be really proud of it, and now it's just, ever since, I don't know, it just freaking shows its own ass all the time. I'm a veteran. I was in the Air Force. I got to flip off George Bush on September 11th because I knew what he was then. And looky Lou. Years later, he's a freaking liar, and people are still making up their freaking fake, so rich men can get richer, and it's all power. It's all power and control. It has nothing to do with money, and freaking people do weird shit for power, man. They do weird shit just because they can. It's like in the, I haven't liked Mariah Carey since or was it Mariah Carey? Yeah, since, freaking, the 80s, 90s, because I remember, no, it was that J-Lo. Maybe it was J-Lo. It was Mariah Carey. She requested, one of them requested, and this is before they had just the one color M&Ms, but she wanted someone to go through, she just wanted M&Ms in her dressing room, but just brown ones. No other color. So somebody was sorting through all these M&Ms for just the brown ones to make one person happy. Maybe she had a couple brown M&Ms, but she had a whole bowl in her dresser. Just stuff like that. Do it for me because I'm that important, I never thought I was that important. It's not because, I didn't think I was or people didn't tell me was, because I always just understood that we're all the same. And so this segregation and all this division, every time I come across it, I'm just like, dude, you don't got a soul, you don't have a soul. People that freaking believe in politics, there's no spirit in that. That's all human 3D living. That's all that is. Earthbound living. Politics is earthbound living. Freaking pro sports is earthbound living. Freaking all the industrial military complex is earth, threats. Dude, the biggest threat to freaking any nation is its own self. Yeah, it's because people freaking get out of hand and they get arrogant and they start getting, when these government officials, they're already rich and you're paying yourself six figures, and other people, you're telling other people, well, you just have to get a job, you just have to do this and do that. It's like, why don't you do it? you're telling people things to do things that you don't do yourself. I mean, they're the insane ones, just nuts. Just crazy. It was fun to watch. I don't know, I'm just kind of sitting back and watching. The full moon of Taurus coming up, I believe that's what it is. And you got to bear with me because I listen to so many different astrology reports, and a lot of Western and a lot of Vedic too. And the theme is there's so much fire. You're on this planet, you're ascending, and the energy is just rapid, and it's the way how things are. People are speaking their truth. It's like they don't have time. It's like they're realizing life is too short, and they're saying what they feel, and they're not caring. And a lot of people aren't handling it real well. They're not coming into acceptance. They've been in a lot of denial, a lot of denial about how things are, how they think people are. They thought a situation was like this the whole entire, you thought your boss was for you, and then you find out they've been talking trash about you, but the whole time you knew because you could feel it in your gut. I'm trying to teach people how to listen to themselves. Because if you listen to yourself, at least, you're making mistakes if you're wrong. You're not being cheated. Nobody else is getting anything over on you. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of life experience, and people look at that as arrogance. They look at me as being arrogant. Well, I know how to get through a lot of situations that other people haven't been through. And I was telling Mom yesterday, she was like, "Ooh, that's good. You gotta write it down." So I write it down. It's like, all right. It's not my fault that your ignorance. Wait, your ignorance is. Wait, your ignorance. If your ignorance is my arrogance, I don't remember. Because what I wrote down doesn't match. What I wrote is my arrogance is your ignorance. It's not my fault. I got life experience. Yeah. But anything that's ever happened to me in life, that's also what I'm trying to do, is trying to help people that they're just things that happen, and the only thing that matters is the right here and the right now. That's all that matters. You're okay. Things that have happened to you before, you're okay. Just remember everything about the people that have ever wronged, and remember every detail, every, what they're like, remember their name, their, likenesses, and then whenever you come across someone else that reminds you of them vibrationally, you don't have to be, just don't engage with them. You know how many times I had to learn that lesson? You know how many times I had to get burned by the same person before I started caring enough about myself that I'm going to keep myself safe from harm's way, and that means just keep from getting my feelings hurt. A lot of people are freaking twisted, man. They do weird stuff. People do weird stuff when they're bored. And people with money and power, they're not that creative anyway, because most of them, their money was given to them. They didn't earn it. Most people, think about all the rich people on this planet. How many people freaking earn that stuff? Came from nothing, really came from nothing and built themselves up. Not a lot. But yeah, there's more millionaires and billionaires on the planet than there has been in any other point in history. Well, guess what? There's also more refugees, more displaced and homeless people from floods. I'm finally seeing mainstream equate the weather as to what's happening now is to biblical times. What's happened for raining for 40 days and 40 nights and the great floods and all that stuff. Yep. So, this is what we get, the world as it is today, because, we're selfish and didn't have enough audacity, enough moxie, enough inner strength to be strong enough to soothe ourselves and to tell ourselves. No, we bought into, all the retails. Buy this, it'll make you feel better, and if you spin this and if you drive this, people will like you, and these are the things that matter, and makeup and lipstick and all the external stuff. Yeah. And then when you die, you just get reincarnated and do it all over again because you like living that 3D life so much, right? Yeah. I ain't never been afraid of dying. Never. living is way scarier. You know why? Because when you die, you can just, it's just everything's energy. But here, ever there's so many liars, cheats, and fakes, it's like you go out and you're just, what, you know, are you gonna help or hinder? Are you a helper or hinder? Are you a helper or hinder? You know, go. I'm just looking for the other helpers because the freaking world's plenty full of hinderers. You know, and they're easy. They're the ones that just like to cause problems. You know, like to, you know, make you wait. The kind. You walk up to a counter and they're standing there and they're all, yeah, I'll be with you in just a minute. Well, by all means, because, yeah, whenever you're ready. Yeah, people just have always done that to me, and I've just always read through it. And I just assume it's shallow. I never I'm a strong swimmer, so I never really appreciated and spent a lot of time in the shallow end with the babies, where the babies pee and make the water all warm and yellow. You know, put them all in the shallow end. I don't do shallow, so I don't think I'd ever fit in Hollywood and in places like that in mainstream because I don't know. Those people are too shallow for me. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.